Welcome. Today is our Latin Roots Word Study Day, and we are going to do basically two today. There's kind of two in one, so let's get started. You'll need to make sure that you have your Google slide presentation and that you can fill out the paperwork. Okay. How about a trip to the aquarium? Or better still, is there one at home? What about an aqueduct? Notice in aqueduct here that the A has become an E. It is commonly misspelled since we expect it to be spelled with an A, like the root aqua. The Romans were great engineers, and since they needed clean, healthy water in their cities, they built these magnificent bridges over land and valleys so that that mountain water, that cool water, could flow by gravity down to the fountains and the storage cisterns of the towns. Aqueducts can still be seen today, and I encourage you to Google the Pont du Gard near Nimes, France. Let me spell that for you. Pont, P-O-N-T, next word du, D-U, next word Gard, G-A-R-D. And it's near Nimes, N-I-M-E-S, France. Let's look at another word with the root aqua, a derivative in our English language. Let's look at the word Aquarius. There's a series of entertaining stories about the constellations and how they got their names. The Egyptians believed that Aquarius, the water carrier, caused the annual floods of the Nile River. The zodiac sign that you're familiar with, Aquarius, it comes from a hieroglyphic that means running water. Aqueous humor, look at the next one down here. Notice that the A is being changed to the E again. Humor in this sense means moisture. And the aqueous humor, this is the part of the eye that's really easy to find in biology when you see a picture of it as a cross-section drawing. And so it's just the fluid part in the eye between that lens and the cornea. Okay, let's look at another word, aquifer. Ferro or latum, it means to carry. So, ferro, aquifer, aqua and ferro. Ferro is to carry, aqua is water. So it's a layer under the earth where that water flows. Now notice the I in this spelling. It's been changed. The A has been changed to an I. And in an aquifer, some layers of underground are solid rock, but others, they're porous. You know, they have holes, and so they carry water, and they're called aquifers. So the Latin root aqua means water. You would put that here. And the derivatives, or the English words we get from the Latin root word aqua, are aquarium, aqueduct, aquaculture, cultures to cultivate. So you're growing food in water, basically. So it could be fish, it could be oysters, it could be anything like that. Aquamarine, you see this a lot in stones and jewelry. And aquamarine, aqua meaning water, and marine is the blue-green color of water. Aquaplane, plane or planus means flat structure. So it's like a surfboard. It's an aquaplane. So the next time you see a surfer friend, you can say, dude, like your aquaplane. Okay. Anyway, so this is a little bit about our Latin root, and aqua is pretty familiar to us, so it should be pretty easy to memorize. Don't forget that you'll fill this top portion out today after the video and anything on the side. And tomorrow you're going to play with some of these derivatives. You get to pick and create sentences. I would definitely insert an image of water here. That would be important. Maybe aquatic would be a good picture. And try to come up with some synonyms for some of the words that you decide to use in your sentences. Anything else? I think that's it, other than maybe aquatic. That might be another one you want to add. Our next word is on. The root is on, or it can also be en or annus. Okay? And annus, and I would in my definitions put how you say it right here. I would put that in there as well, like I've done up here. Annus or on means year. So let's look at some English words, derivatives we get from on or annus. Of course, annual, which is yearly. You have your annual doctor's appointment. Anniversary. Versary comes from huerto or versum, and it means to turn. So celebration marking like the turning of a year. You're having an anniversary yearly. It's a turn to another year. I'm going to fly through these, but then we're going to go back and look at the difference between biannual and biennial. Okay. Bi means two, and that is one I would know forwards and backwards, especially if you're looking at any sort of health field. You will need to know bi. It's used a lot. Of course, tri is three. So you have biannual, which means that happens twice a year. You have the biennial, which means every 2 years. You have triannual, which means 3 times a year. And then you have a triennial, which means every 3 years. Then some of these you're familiar with, centennial, where centum means 100. So cent, 100, ennial years, every 100 years. Millennial, mille means 1,000, so every 1,000 years. Now, if you're a gardener, you know about perennial. Per is through, so a perennial means through the years. So it always comes back every season. And then if you've watched some of the commercials about finances, this would be one you would hear, annuity. It's the amount of money that is paid yearly. And then going back to perennial plants, that means that they come back every year, so it grows through the years. You also have annuals, and annuals mean they only grow once a year. And then they typically don't come back through the years. They're usually just a one-season plant. Okay? The last word here are annals. Those are historical events recorded year by year. Now, the A in annus changes to the E in many of the words in our list, like I've said. Remember that when that happens, especially when you're thinking of time, when it's an A, it's within that time frame. So biannual would mean 2 times a year, okay? But when the E is added, now you're talking about groups of years. So biennial would be every 2 years. Triennial would be every 3 years. But triennial with an A means that within that year, it happens 3 times. All right? As you study Latin and you really look at cardinal numbers, 1, 2, 3, etc., they can be combined and will be combined with the Ennnial. And that means every 4 or 5 or 6 years. So you will see quadrennial, quinquennial, septennial, octennial, and that's again every so many years. Okay? Ancient Roman historians, the last little bit of information I wanted to give you today, first wrote annals, or in which they recorded important events, like records of magistrates, religious events. Then later, they started giving a job called annalists, Annalists. So you can guess that we get our word analyst with an ly from this word analysts, Annalists. These were more interesting stories about what was happening. So the whole concept of history and how it's recorded, published, and preserved is kind of worth thinking about, I would think. And how you're going to do a history. Are you going to do an annals, which is an interesting story that gives more information, or are you just going to keep an annual record of lists of things that happened in that year and the history of your life? So the two root words, aqua, water, and an, or annus, which means year or yearly. So again, I would list as many of these as I could, even though you may not have the boxes in this half sheet, enough of them. You certainly can put different ones over here if you want, or add text boxes if you want. But the more you put in, the better it will be. A picture for this particular page anniversary would be a good one. But you can pick another one if you want. All right, that's it for our word study today. Make sure you go in and fill out your sheets. Remember that you'll review them and practice them on Monday. Have your mom or dad quiz you. Print them out, color them, have your mom or dad quiz you, and then sign on the back. When you cut them out, make sure you put them in your bag and ready to bring to class so we can play some games with them. Talk to you later. Have a good day, guys. Bye.